If you like to do projects in your shop or garage and keep things tidy, then you're eventually going to need something like this. It's a handheld blower. This one is from WORX. It runs on their 20-volt battery system. And I've got about 7 of these in my garage right now that I've been testing out all summer. We just built a giant shop pole barn, or rehabbing a log cabin, doing lots of things on the property. And I make lots of messes, not just here at the work table, but inside on the floor. It's just a construction zone. And I really have found myself reaching for this one more often than any other blower. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why, as well as demo a few scenarios like this at the 4 different power levels that this blower offers. And then at the end, we'll also unbox the item so you can see what comes with it and make a decision as to whether or not that's the right choice for you. So let's get into it. All right, so let's do an unboxing of the WORX 20-volt blower. Really excited to get my hands on this and see what's inside. As you might expect, you have an instruction manual in there with your warranty cards, any kind of notes you're gonna need for use and just overall care of the item. Then we have a storage bag. Didn't expect we'd get this. This is more like a shoe bag, one of these pull string bags that my kids carry these around a lot. Pull the top here. I don't know that I'll be using that, but it does come with that, so nice to know. Then you have the charger here. This is the proprietary charger that goes to the WORX 20-volt battery, which is over here on the side. And we'll get a quick look at this battery. It's a really solid looking, feeling battery. They do have some LED indicators on the back here for your battery life. And I like that we have 5 LEDs versus 4, just a little bit more information. Right now, you can see we're at 2. You just press that red button that tells you that's your release right there. It releases your clip. And of course, we've got the branding information on the side. We'll quickly put it into the charger so we can see just how it works. And your indicator is on top. And that's kind of interesting. This is meant to go on top of the battery. So you set it down like this on a table versus a lot of chargers where the battery sets on top of the charger. I kind of like that. And all your indicators are up here. We'll take a look at that in just a minute, but release, pull that, slides right out. Seems to be a really firm grasp on the battery and a nice click and a lock in. So that's a plus. Good click, good lock. We'll set the battery aside and we'll go ahead and get the tool itself out here, covered in plastic, just to keep it all nice and protected. There is the tool. We will load on the battery. You can see there is the battery receiver and it slides, oh, that's kind of interesting, inside the side of the battery, not on the outside like a lot of tools. So there's a track there. Gonna slide in and click. It's a really positive lock. I like that. And that seems to be everything in the box with the exception of these nozzles here. So let's just take a quick look at what we have. Before I lose it, we do have this guy here, a little tiny screw. I don't know if you can see that, and this clip. Now, I don't always love to put these on my tools, but this is meant to go right here. Just like that. So if you wanted to hang this on a tool belt, you would hang it like, you would hang it like this. So if you wanted to hang it on a tool belt, you could hang it like that. Would be upside down. So we have one little screw and that if we want to attach it. And then we have 3 different, not bits, but just blowing tips here. All right, so you simply push to lock them in, and then when you're done, you twist off to the side and they come out. That's not intuitive, but push in, twist off. So you have the wide, then you have the slightly smaller, push in, twist off. And then this nozzle here, this is interesting. This could be used to fill up like an air mattress or a pool floaty or something like that. It's kind of got this tip here. So meant for filling things, not for just blowing air out. And of course, we twist off. I'm gonna leave the larger one on here for all of our purposes in testing today. Now, as we're taking a closer look at the tool, I want to point out a few features that really make this kind of the high end of quality when it comes to these handheld blowers. Number one is the ergonomics and the design. This just fits in your hand really nicely. It has a lock mechanism right here, lock and unlock. So in locked position, you cannot pull that trigger. Unlocked position, you can pull it there, and you do have a light right around front. Super nice. So you can see what's happening here. And then you have this button here, which is like a lock or a cruise control. You can press the trigger and have the trigger work on and off, or you can press this button and then pull the trigger and it will lock in position. Don't need to hold it. You just click the trigger again, it releases it. Down here on the bottom, it's a little hard to see, you can control the level of blowing. So right now we're on the lowest. There are 4 settings indicated by this LED. We're on number 4 right now, so you can see there is a big difference between 1 through 4, and you have the indicator down here to tell you that. Obviously, we have our battery again with the indicator for how much battery life we have, and you have a removable screen for your filter here in the back. I'm not sure if you can see that, but right here, it does say lock and unlock, so it's pretty easy. You twist this off, you can pull this back screen off in case your intake pulls anything inside. You can take this out, you can clean your filter there. I'm not sure if that comes out. You might have to just pull that out. I'm not going to do it right now, but really easy to do to keep this thing running smoothly for years to come. I appreciate that a lot. And this goes back on really quickly, really easily. But overall, it's got some really great ergonomics, brushless motor, got this carabiner clip here on top if you wanted to clip it and hang it somewhere. I like the way it feels in the hand, not heavy at all. Really, really nice in the hand. So definitely one of the higher end blowers that you can get, I believe at a max of 470 miles per hour. And just as a point of demonstration, this is what the charger looks like while in use. You will have the blinking green light telling you when you are fully charged. Right now we're in process. This will turn solid green when we're charged, and it would turn red if there were any errors or faults, but doesn't take up a lot of space. Just a small little compact charger to get that 20-volt battery ready to go. All right, so it's time to do some testing with the WORX blower here. I've got a common scenario set up. This was my workbench, and typically what it looks like after I've cut a whole bunch of plywood or some 2x4s. And this is where this blower comes in handy because it's light, it's easy to grab. I can keep it on my tool belt with this hook, just grab it and start to blow off my work area. So I'm gonna start back on setting number 1. This is setting number 1 on the blower, and I'll just give you an idea of how each setting does with the same type of sawdust. So lowest setting, here we go. Okay, reset here. Second setting on the WORX blower. Setting 3, here we go. Yeah, you can see how much quicker the second and third setting took care of that. Now it's time to crank it all the way up. Go to setting number 4. Here we go. No problem, that really did the trick, and this thing's got a lot of power in the palm of our hand. Let's finish cleaning up everything else around the ground with setting number 4 to see how it does off the table. Even stuck down in this gravel, it's able to get it out of there. And this is what I mean. It's super easy to just hang on your pants pocket because of that loop. If I'm doing something else, I need to grab it and go. Because it's not really heavy like a drill, you can hang it on a pants pocket, or you can go all the way up here, hang it on a belt if you're looking for a little bit more security. Or if you want to set it flat, sets up just like this, easy to grab and go. There are a lot of blowers that you have to lay down like that. And it's funny how annoying it is when you can't do that. But hanging on the pants, nice, easy to grab, setting on a table. These are things that really make it the one you want to grab and use. So after using this for a couple months straight with a lot of other blowers in my garage, big ones, small ones, handheld, trigger, push button, you name it, I've got it. This thing has risen to the top for several reasons. Number one, it is extremely easy to grab and use because it's super lightweight. And when I say lightweight, I mean it may look like it's about the same weight as a cordless drill, but it's not. It probably weighs half of what a cordless drill does. Really lightweight. And the ergonomics, the trigger, just a quick pull. The only thing that I noticed that I can even complain about is that there is a little bit of a lag both in trigger pull and trigger let off. So the fan takes maybe a second to kick in. Watch, pull, go, off, off. So there's a little bit of lag with it, but the ergonomics to just grab this, pull the trigger, has this cruise control. I don't use it that often because often it's short bursts, and that makes sure that the battery lasts as long as it can possibly last. So it does have different nozzles. I rarely ever use them. I have other things to fill with, but this is mainly a blower in the shop to get sawdust out of an area, quick and easy to grab. And this battery lasts a long time for what it is. It's a tiny little battery. That's my other plus, is that this is not some kind of junk battery that will only go to this tool and will only charge with the weird little thing. This is a WORX system battery. So you have other WORX tools, it's going to work, W-O-R-K, with the other WORX, W-O-R-X tools in the 20 volt line. And I like the way that they do it because these 20 volt batteries get stacked for bigger tools, so it's more 20 volt batteries instead of different batteries. I like the 5 LEDs on the front telling me how much battery life I have left. It just seems to work and work really well. Not to mention this removable grill. That is something I thought, oh nice, I'm never going to use that. Things get sucked back here, and it's really nice to be able to take that off and use it. So overall, this has risen to the top of my tool pile because it is undeniably one of the best handheld blowers that you can get. I've got maybe 7 of these in my garage, and this is the one I pick every single time out of just pure convenience. It's so easy to use, and I want to use it more than the others. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and if you're looking for a good handheld blower, you're really not going to be disappointed with this one from WORX.